Can a phone still surprise you in 2025? We've seen curved displays, fast charging, camera bumps that look like space telescopes, but Huawei thinks it can still do something new. And maybe they've done just that with the Pura 80 Pro and Pura 80 Pro Plus. The phones are finally on sale now, and people in China are rushing to check them out. But here's the thing. It's not just about specs this time. It's about how the whole thing feels. Let's break down why these two phones are turning heads. Huawei just opened the first sale of the Pura 80 Pro and Pro Plus on its VMall online store. These are flagship-level devices, and while the Ultra and Standard versions are still a few weeks away, these two are already grabbing attention. Let's talk pricing first. The Huawei Pura 80 Pro comes in 12 GB RAM plus 256 GB. Storage at $64.99. Yuan 12 GB RAM plus 512 GB at $69.99. Yuan 12 GB RAM plus 1 TB at $79.99 Yuan. Meanwhile, the Huawei Pura 80 Pro Plus offers 12 GB RAM plus 512 GB at $79.999, Yuan 16 GB RAM plus 1 TB at $89.999, Yuan the color options. Huawei isn't holding back. The Pro version comes in gold glaze, glaze white, and glaze black. The Pro Plus adds even more with glaze red and green. Now here's the fun part. Both phones have 6.8-inch OLED displays with full HD plus resolution, a super smooth 120Hz refresh rate, and 3000 nits peak brightness. That's not just bright, it's crazy bright. Outdoor visibility? No problem. If you're prone to dropping your phone, the Pro Plus has 2nd-gen Kunlun glass, 25 times tougher in drop resistance, and 16 times better against scratches. Huawei really wants you to stop worrying about cracked screens. Now, for the feature. Everyone waits for the cameras. You're looking at a quad camera system, megapixel main camera, 1-inch sensor, 48. Megapixel telephoto with macro 40 megapixel ultra-wide 1.5 megapixel multispectral sensor. There's 4x optical zoom and 100x digital zoom, yes, triple digits. On the front, there's a 13 megapixel selfie camera, and it's designed for solid portraits and vlogs. Let's talk power. Both phones are packed with a 5700 mAh battery and support, 100-watt wired fast charging, 80-watt wireless charging reverse, charging wired at 18 watt, and wireless too. It's not just fast, it's really fast. And the big battery means you can get through the day easily. Both phones run HarmonyOS 5.1. The UI has been updated, and there's a fun animated lock screen theme called Dancing Master. It brings your screen to life every time you tap it. And for privacy lovers, there's an anti-peeping feature, which hides your content when someone's looking over your shoulder. There's also dual satellite messaging support, which is still rare in most phones. If you're stuck somewhere without cellular network, this could be a literal lifesaver. AI voice assistant Celia is also back, with new features that can help you manage your phone hands-free. So, here's the question. Is Huawei making a comeback? With the Pura series? The looks are bold. The camera system is packed. The charging is fast. And the display? It could be one of the best in its class. If these phones get a global launch, they might just make people reconsider switching brands. Would you try one if they were available in your country? Let us know your thoughts below. And if you liked this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. We've got more videos coming up on the latest tech, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. What happens when a company leaks its own secret? You usually expect leaks to come from insiders or leakers on social media, right? But this time, Samsung beat them all by leaking its own upcoming phones through one of its apps. Yes, you heard that right. Samsung just revealed the names of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Galaxy Z Flip 7 without even saying a word publicly, and it's kind of hilarious how it happened. Let's rewind for a second. People have been talking for months about what Samsung's next foldable phones might be called. Of course, the most obvious guess was Fold 7 and Flip 7. But Samsung hadn't confirmed anything. No teasers, no posters, nothing official. But then, out of nowhere, the answer appeared inside Samsung's internet browser app. The leak happened in the beta version of the app, which is now available on the Galaxy Store. The description of The app includes the line for Fold 7 and Flip 7. That's it. That small line confirmed the names of Samsung's next foldable phones. This was first noticed by Galaxy Club. And guess what? The listing was still up at the time they reported it, but there's something interesting here. You won't even see this if you're using an older Samsung phone. You'd need to be on One UI 8, which is still in beta. Right now, it's only available for the Galaxy S25 series, so it's not a leak most users would have noticed, unless they were testing beta software. But now that people have spotted it, the news is out, and here's what this little mistake tells us. First, Samsung is definitely launching the Fold 7 and Flip 7. That might sound obvious, but this is the first time we've seen those names used officially, even if it wasn't on purpose. Second, this likely means that the rumored Fold Ultra might not be real after all. Earlier, Samsung teased something with the word Ultra, and many thought a more powerful version of the Fold could be coming. But this app listing doesn't mention anything like that. So for now, it looks like we're getting the regular Fold 7 and Flip 7, and maybe a fan edition model too, called the Flip 7 FE. Some reports have mentioned this lower-cost version might launch alongside the main models, and we're not done yet. There's also talk about Samsung working on a tri-folding phone, something that opens in two directions. It could be shown later this year, but only in a few markets like South Korea and China. As for the big launch, Samsung hasn't shared the date yet, but many reports say the Summer Unpacked event will happen in early July, maybe in New York City. That's where we'll likely see the Fold 7 and Flip 7 officially introduced. What makes this leak even more fun is that it's so simple. It's not some blurry photo. It's not from a leaker online. It's just Samsung's own app listing. The names as if it was no big deal, and honestly, it's kind of refreshing. These days, leaks are everywhere. But this one stands out because it came from the company itself, quietly sitting in the app description. So now we know the Fold 7 and Flip 7 are real, and they're coming soon. What are you hoping to see in these new foldables? Bigger displays? Better battery life? Cameras with more megapixels? Or maybe just a lower price? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy these short and simple updates, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Samsung might be changing things up again, and if you're someone who cares about smartphone performance, this is something you'll want to pay attention to. A new report out of South Korea hints that the upcoming Galaxy S26 series could bring back a decision that users weren't exactly thrilled about in the past, using different processors depending on where you live. Right now, the Galaxy S25 series is praised for one key reason. Every model, in every region, runs on the same powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy processor. That kind of consistency made things simple. No matter where you bought your phone, you knew it had top-tier performance. But that might change with the S26 lineup. The new report suggests that Samsung could go back to splitting its chip strategy, meaning some phones will run on Snapdragon and others on Samsung's own Exynos chip. The Galaxy S26 Ultra will likely continue using Snapdragon across all regions, but the regular Galaxy S26 and S26 Plus might not be as straightforward. If the leak is accurate, the United States, South Korea, China, and Japan would still get the Snapdragon version. Meanwhile, Europe and other global markets could receive the Exynos 2600-powered models. This isn't entirely surprising since Samsung did something similar with the Galaxy S24 series, where the Ultra had Snapdragon everywhere, while the standard models came with Exynos in select countries. That split wasn't very popular. Many users complained that the Exynos versions didn't perform as well. They were often slower, less efficient, and had issues with battery life and heat compared to their Snapdragon counterparts. That's why the Galaxy S25 series was such a welcome change. Finally, everyone got the same performance no matter the region. So if Samsung goes back to a mixed chip setup for the S26, it could leave a lot of people disappointed. Of course, nothing is official yet. Samsung had originally planned to use the Exynos 2500 in the S25 series, but due to production problems, they had to drop that idea. If those issues are now fixed, the company might feel confident enough to bring the Exynos 2600 into next year's phones.